Can plastic surgery be a good investment? I thought, no way. But after seeing what's been going on in this market in the last few years, I've completely changed my mind. It's like I've joined a secret society with the things I'm seeing. I used to think, if you're getting older, just use some face cream. Accept it. You're supposed to get older. That's the natural way. I'm not suggesting that people shouldn't get older, but especially where I live in Europe, seeing the amount of plastic surgery that's getting done, and not even the big surgeries, things like hair transplants, bleph surgeries, which are under-eye surgeries, a lot of the lasers that are being used, Botox, people are simply covered in it these days. I used to think they were doing it for just vanity's sake, but as I've talked to other friends, I've come to a very different conclusion. The last kind of discrimination that is still practiced in our society quite openly is age-based discrimination. People age out of certain professions. If you don't look dynamic and powerful enough, if you're a partner in a law firm or private equity fund, if you're an investment banker, you are pushed out in your 50s because you just don't look the part of being dynamic anymore. You also have a pretty high salary at that point, so it's an easy way to cut costs. If you look at some of the top people in our society, whether they're politicians, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, they're covered in hair transplants and other plastic surgery and Botox. The business elite, Elon Musk, these people already have money by the time they do it. So why are they doing it? They're doing it because they need to raise billions of dollars and they really need to look a certain way. Don't even get me started with Hollywood. I mean, Hollywood icons that you wouldn't expect to have done any work, like Morgan Freeman. He has veneers. You build a brand, you look a certain way. If your looks start changing, the brand value changes. So what does this mean for regular people? People like you and me. There have been studies on this called the halo effect, where people with nice smiles, on average, earn 4 to 6% more per year. This translates to about $230,000 on average in net earnings per career. There has to be some common sense here. If you're a janitor, it's not going to make a huge difference. But if you're in high-end real estate sales, or if you're selling cosmetics, or you're a stockbroker, it will. Now that we know the return on investment, let's look at the costs. If you're going to go get veneers done in the US or in the UK, it's going to be very expensive. In the US, for a full set of veneers and a full smile makeover, I have been quoted upwards of $100,000. In the UK, for just my top 10 teeth, I was quoted £40,000 for veneers. Now it just happens that I'm half Greek, so I've looked overseas. And in Greece, I've been quoted between 10 and 20,000 euros for a full smile makeover. This is from a top trained doctor, dentist, maxillofacial surgeon who was actually trained in the United States. The teeth do come from a laboratory in the United States. In Turkey, I've been quoted as low as £5,000, so roughly $7,000. However, you want to be very careful with this because it's not veneers that I was quoted for. I was quoted for crowns, where they shave down your teeth and put caps on top of them. That is not one of the best solutions you can have. We strongly argue against doing that if you can avoid it in Luxera. What are the next steps? There's a few different ways to do it, but my suggestion, and I'm not a doctor, which is a very common sense suggestion, is the first thing, you need to have a few consultations with people who speak your language. Please don't go to somebody who does not speak your language for your first couple of consultations, just so you can wrap your head around the information you need to make a truly informed choice about the procedures you're thinking of. The next step after that is to look at reviews of different practitioners. And it's really important when you're looking on Google or Reddit or RealSelf to add some words in there like botch, botched, malpractice, scam, fraud, disaster, to actually see if somebody has had bad work done and how the doctor has dealt with it. A secret in this business is even the best doctors botch. There are some surgeries which are much riskier than others. Brazilian butt lifts, gastric bypasses, gastric sleeves. As you're looking through the reviews, one of the things you should do is talk to other people who've had the surgery and ask them what have their outcomes been like. What is the recovery like? Take your time. There's no pressure. Whatever you do here, don't feel like you have to do something because you have to look good in the summer or because Christmas is coming along and you need to look a certain way. Take your time, feel comfortable in your decision. And once you make your decision, it can always be reversed. This is so important for you to understand that in medicine, there's something called informed consent. You need to have the information available in order to consent to the procedure that you're undertaking. And that information might change on your journey. Don't feel like you're changing your mind or you're backtracking or something like that. If you get different information that conflicts with your original information, take your time, think about it, go over it. Safety first. Turkey used to see 300,000 people a year go over there for surgery 5 years ago. Now it's 1.5 million. It is becoming the world's preeminent low-cost high volume plastic surgery center. This is just a reality. It's not good, it's not bad. Landing in a new country, especially a country that's foreign culturally, is a little bit daunting. But it's even scarier when you're there to have surgery. You really want to minimize the difficulty and the emotional toll. One of the problems with Turkey is that usually you have to pay for the procedures in cash. So taking an envelope full of cash to a foreign country, in a place you know you're going to be sedated, you're going to have issues post-anesthetic with recovery, it's not comfortable to know you have a bunch of cash in your hotel room. So one of the advantages of using the Luxera platform is that we take care of all the payments for you. The other part is that you can backtrack much closer to the surgery than if you did it directly with the clinic. If you decide not to have the surgery in Turkey, get your money back, enjoy a vacation. It's a nice place to go to. You don't have to super stress at all. As the founder of Luxera, before all of the business stuff, I'm also a patient. I started this because I want several of these procedures myself. I'm 41 years old, my hair's falling out. Told you I've had 2 teeth knocked out. I've got Ozempic face. Getting plastic surgery is a very personal decision. Sure, return on investment drives a lot of it. Sure, a lot of people are getting it in Hollywood and in business and in politics. But building the confidence to do it or not is really up to you. And the dream here with this channel is to build a channel which is the preeminent knowledge base on the internet where people can come and get the information they need so that they can make the decision about whether to do this or whether not to comfortably. Luxera is continuously evolving. We are continuously building it, and it's really built for the patient, by the patient. If there's any feature you want, if there's anything that you are worried about in your own journey, if there's anything we can help you with, all the things we can't think of ourselves, where the patient would really like something that is not being provided by the market, you can email us. If there's something you'd like us to do for you or to incorporate in the product, just let us know. And let's build this together into an amazing platform that helps millions of people across the world get the procedures they want at an affordable price.